Hey everyone, Felipe here. Welcome to another Tower of Saviors card review video. In this video, I'll be taking a look at the non-jackpot cards of the new series, Heroes of Dimensions. This is the new series that will be a collaboration with Chronos Gate, and all non-jackpot cards will have different attributes, which will give you more flexibility when building teams of different attributes or rainbow teams as well. So let's take a look at their active skills. 4 out of these 5 cards will share the same effect, which is select and swipe to remove 2 rows of runestones, and they will all share the same cooldown, which is a CD5. So the first card will be Ninetail Fox Mai Tamamo, which is a water elf card. The first effect is to select and swipe to remove 2 rows of runes. In my opinion, this first effect, which is shared by 4 of the 5 non-jackpot cards, is pretty good because it gives you the option and the control of selecting which rows you want to remove. Imagine when you have the top and bottom row electrified, you can just select those and remove them out of the board in order to give yourself better spinning time and also get rid of those pesky electrified runes. So being able to remove 2 rows of runes and being able to choose which rows to remove will give you higher control on where to explode the runes and what runes you're removing, especially when you have weather runes, electrify runes, weaken runes, muck runes, or runes that you don't want to dissolve at all, like for example when the enemy has a attribute nullifying skill or attribute combo nullifying skill that will prevent you from dissolving certain type of runes in the first batch. So yeah, being able to have this effect is going to be really powerful for these non-jackpot cards. Additionally, CD5 is really short, so being able to explode 2 rows at CD5 is going to be amazing in my opinion. But yeah, let's keep looking at Mai Tamamo. Her second effect is to be increasing your attack bonus by plus 200% for each combo made. And if the leader is a character of Heroes of Dimensions, this effect will stay in play for 3 rounds. This is basically Daji's leader skill in an active skill form. If you remember, back in the day, a lot of people ran ally Daji in order to get the attack bonus increase. Now we can have it in an active skill, since nowadays a lot of leaders require dual leader and ally, which means that there is less option of running Daji as an ally, but now we can run it as a member and still get that attack bonus plus 200% in just for 1 round. But if the leaders of the new Heroes of Dimension series are really good, then you get this effect for 3 rounds. Notice how you get the effect for 3 rounds, but it's a CD5 skill. This means that you have a 2-round cooldown or 2-round downtime that you can make up by having a second copy of Mai Tamamo. However, keep in mind that you will be using 2 slots in your team if you decide to do this, while running 1 will give you the flexibility of running another utility card. However, running 2 means that you can keep this attack bonus permanently once you activate 1, since you're able to keep both of them for 3 rounds and then they will be ready when the other one ends, etc, etc. That is something that we will have to see once the leaders are announced, and more testing is needed when the cards are released in the future. But yeah, for now, in my opinion, I think Ninetail Fox Mai Tamamo has a pretty good skill and is one of the better non-jackpot cards. Next, we have Deity of Sound Amaterasu. This is the fire card for the non-jackpot cards, and it's a fire god card with a CD5 skill. This is the only card that doesn't share the swipe and remove effect, and it has the following effect. The first effect is to recover 50% HP, which is pretty good whenever the enemy reduces your recovery to 0, or whenever you get poisoned as well. But in my opinion, it's pretty niche and very situational, so the core of her skill will be the second and third effects. Second effect is, for every group of runes dissolved in the first batch, 3 fire runes will be generated in the first batch. And by dissolving a group of more than 5 fire runes, your team attack increases by 2.5. Basically, you can guarantee the third effect if you dissolve more than 2 groups of runes adjacently, so that the sky drop that falls down is just a chunk of fire runes. On average, I personally make 6 combos, which means that I will be getting 16 fire runes in the first batch, which is a pretty big chunk of attacking runes. And it will be really useful for your team just to get that many attacking runes. And at CD5, it is a pretty good skill. Additionally, this skill will be really good to break those cumulative fire shields. And if you add a boundary breaking skill that adds 3 extra rows on the top, you might be able to get more than the maximum amount of 30 fire runes, since there is no limit to how many since there is no limit to the number of fire runes generated in the first batch. This means that you will be able to get at most 30 runes if you dissolve the entire board with 10 combos, or if you use like Xiangyu's skill to explode every rune as a single group, basically. So yeah, this card at CD5 guaranteeing a huge chunk of Skydrop will be pretty good. If you compare this card to other guaranteed Skydrop cards, it has a shorter cooldown, which makes it a little bit more viable in my opinion. Next we have the Earth card, which is Seductress Daji. Her skill is pretty short. You have the common skill to select and swipe 2 rows of runes to generate enchanted elf runes, and for 1 round you have a 5 million snipe damage. Snipe damages nowadays don't do much except reveal stealthy enemies, which it is useful, but it's also very situational. So yeah, I can see this card getting some use whenever you need to trigger or get rid of stealth enemies, or if there's an enemy with less than 5 million HP, which nowadays it is a very rare occurrence if there's an enemy with less than 5 million HP. So overall, this card is going to be really situational, and we'll have to see when the leaders come out if there is a team skill with the non-jackpot cards. Next we have the light card for the non-jackpot series, Crow Emissary Yatagarasu, which is an light elf, CD5 as well. Same effect of select and swipe to remove 2 runes, but now you just turn earth into enchanted light elf runes. It's a basic converter skill, so there's not much to review here. It seems to be a pretty good converter skill. I'm not sure why Madhead loves converting light runes from earth runes. A lot of light converters get rid of earth runes. For example, the Crash Fever ones, they all got rid of the earth runes. So it would be nice to see converters getting rid of other type of runes like fire or water or heart, etc. But having another converter, CD5, is not bad, especially because you still get that swipe effect to remove 2 rows of runes. So it's going to be, in my opinion, a better light converter compared to other converters out there. Last but not least, we have the Dark card, which is Deity of the Dead Izanami, which is a Dark God card with a CD5 skill. And same thing, the first effect is a common skill to remove 2 rows of runes by swiping them away. The second effect, this is going to be pretty good in my opinion, is damage received minus 80% for 2 rounds. This means that you're able to carry your damage reduction over to the next round, especially if you kill an enemy. And in my opinion, this skill is a little bit more rare, but it's also really useful, especially if the enemy that you encounter has an ambush skill. Being able to reduce that, being able to reduce that damage received from ambush skills by activating this skill in the round before is really powerful. And there are a lot of stages that require you to have a card like this, otherwise you get killed by that ambush attack. This is why cards like Sigma, Aosha Hongchen are really powerful, because they allow you to survive the round after you activate the skill. So being able to have a defense or damage reduction that crosses over stages is one of the most useful skills in my opinion, and will make Deity of the Dead Izanami a must-get non-jackpot card in my opinion. But yeah, that is all I had for these non-jackpot cards. Their skills are pretty basic, pretty short CD, which I like, and being able to choose which rows to remove is pretty good as well. So I'm excited to see what the leaders bring out, since a lot of these non-jackpot cards will see play based on the leader skills of the jackpot cards. So for now, in a vacuum, these are really good members, but we will have to see when the leaders are released to see what types of teams we can build in the future. But yeah, that's all I had for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And as always, please let me know in the comments below if I missed anything or I said anything wrong. Stay tuned on my YouTube channel for more Tarot Saviors content, and as always, take care, stay safe, and I will see you next time. Bye everyone!